Assalamu alaikum, friends. How are you? I hope you all are fine by the grace of Allah. Friends, today we are discussing a very interesting and beautiful story that is belong with the Titanic ship that many of the people watched the movie of Titanic, and now today we will also discussing about the history briefly. So please watch my complete video and subscribe my channel. So let's start our topic. The Titanic, history of a disaster. On April 14th, 1912, a great ship called the Titanic sank on its maiden voyage. That night, there were many warnings of icebergs from other ships. There seemed to be conflict on whether or not the warnings reached the bridge. We may never know the answer to the questions. The greatest tragedy of all may be that there were not enough lifeboats for everyone on board. According to Walter Lord, author of The Night Lives on the Titanic, would have been saved in the very beginning of the crisis. When the iceberg was first reported to the bridge, a first officer, Murdoch, had steamed right at the iceberg instead of trying to avoid it. He might have saved the ship. The author feels there would have been allowed. The captain was going to have to make a choice to who would be the first allowed on lifeboats. Around 12:30 a.m., the bridge informed the crew that only women and children would be loaded on the lifeboats. By 1:30 a.m., there was panic among some of the passengers. And one example was on the port side of the boat, a group of passengers threatened to jump into a boat full of passengers. To scare them, one of the officers first three shot on the ship's side. The warning proved to be successful. Nobody was injured and the passenger claimed down. At the last moment, with only 47 available spaces on the last lifeboat, the crew instructed everyone to form a circle around the boat. Women and children were the only people permitted to pass through the circle. A little while after the last lifeboat left, the stern lifted clear out of the water. With more than 1,500 people still on board, the climatic moment came at 2:20 a.m. The Titanic stood perpendicular to the water. As people in the lifeboats looked on, they noticed the ship stayed perpendicular for a minute and then disappeared to the bottom of the ocean. Did you know that the Titanic and the Olympic are all sister ships? The ships were all supposed to be unsinkable. Two of them sank shortly after they were built. The Titanic sank on its first voyage. The Britannic sank on its sixth voyage that happened on November 21, 1916. An ice age with a height greater than 60 feet collided with the Titanic at 11:39 p.m. A 300-foot opening was grabbed into the side of the Titanic by an iceberg, opening nearly six of its compartments to water in just over a minute and a half. Although multiple older systems of ship's communications were in use at that time, the Titanic used a new type of media called Morse code. The Titanic sent out the distress signal CQD shortly after hitting the iceberg and then added a new signals SOS when things started to get desperate. Many of the passengers close to stay on the ship because they believed it was unsinkable. As a result, earlier lifeboats were filled to only half capacity. However, the lifeboats had not started to become filled to capacity until 1.15 in the morning. More passengers could have been saved if they had filled all of the lifeboats. Unfortunately, the disaster didn't end. Guys, it's a very good history about the Titanic. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching my video.